I think a lot of this life that we live is based around relationships with people, right? And the more good, lasting relationships you can build wherever you are in life with whoever you have, those are important, because at the end of the day, that's what you have.
Bravery in the face of uncertainty.
Striker contact. Right.
Good job. If you want to study snow, Silverton is the place.
Yeah, my name's Ricky Schuler. My second year working at the Abbey School. I got out of the military in like 2015, and I lived on the Front Range. So I lived by Denver, like north of Denver. And I'm from a small town in Wyoming. So big cities are like not my jam. So I kind of like over the years moved from the Front Range further into the mountains. And my dad was a forest ranger. So I got to go spend like my whole childhood outside playing in the woods, climbing mountains, fishing, hunting, riding machines, building yurts, like just all kinds of stuff. I was very lucky growing up the way I did, and that's kind of what led me here. When you have mountains staring you in the face, like they do here, it just does something different to your brain. You know, when I got out of the military, I wasn't sure who I was anymore. And I wasn't sure like what my purpose was. And coming here to live in somewhere like this and work and play has given me like a great sense of purpose for sure. Being around a bunch of like educators that educate people on just trying to be safer in the mountains, that's like, I love that, you know? I don't know what else I'd be doing. I came from a family with a lot of support and love towards not just me and my siblings, but like everyone else in my community, friends, family, strangers. So this job, these roles, they all kind of connect to that. Like I've experienced a lot of loss in my life, unfortunately, and I've taken like refuge in the woods, in the mountains. Sometimes going out in nature and just being in the moment all the time, hearing nature, hearing the birds, hearing the wind blow in the trees, seeing the snow fall, that's like therapeutic for people. I think one of my proudest things that I've accomplished is just realizing who I am and why I'm here and how I can be just a better person. When you experience a lot of life and experience a lot of loss of life, it can be really easy for somebody to let that destroy their life. And I've been close a few times for sure, but I've been lucky, and I've had people that have been like pulling me back in with like joy, with good, you know, good times in the mountains. And I think all the people along the way, including everybody around me now, kind of feeds that too. And they shape me and like who I am. How can you not, right? You're a product of your environment. You know, a couple years ago, I lost my dad, and because it was my dad and we have such a good relationship, and he taught me so many great things. That whole experience shook me to the core so hard that I like considered hanging up my gear that I like used to go and recreate with. I like questioned doing that. I took a look back at my life, and I've always been this risk taker. Not so much a daredevil, but I mean, I was always kind of like pushing things, and in some ways I still do, but I really can't picture myself living a life without risk involved. And I wouldn't have it any other way. To some of us, the mountains are our healer. Like, think about it. Everybody in life is going to experience loss, right? Like a lot of our friends, I kind of view the school and everybody that's a part of it as like more of a family, because they all kind of, they can get healing through going into the mountains. To me, being an educator, I remember my favorite coaches and teachers, and I remember the worst ones. I've been around educators like my whole life, you know? And I think it's a I think it's one of the best things that there is out there. People that are willing to educate other people. A lot of big hearts with everybody here. I think just because they love this life so much, this mountain life, this being around all this and all these other people and like literally navigating your way through things safely and trying to come home every night, because that should be the goal too. I think one of my biggest strengths, I'm very aware. I'm maybe too much aware of what's going on around me. That relates to this job, I think, very well, because those details matter, you know? I'm kind of like overall operational support, having somebody in a role that's like just looking out for everybody. That's really what I'm doing. It's kind of a prestigious thing to be here and work here.